Oh, Shelty gonna be sticking, or rather switching into Poseidon. Interesting. Interesting. So right now it's going to be all about Pestilence versus Ceasefire. Who's gonna be using what? Pestilence should be strictly better. Because even if you Ceasefire Pestilence, it will still result in the fact that for a minute you are not making any boats, whereas your opponent is. So it's not really victory. It's not really winning you anything. So strictly better should be in the middle for both to go into Ares. To have the same effect and to spread the boats, or rather the docks, as far as possible, because we have seen it was on Sunday? I think so, it was between Grand Monster and Boyd, the game where he was playing actually Odin, or yeah, in Odin he could have been having Ares, so I was basically confusing this, but at any rate, there was a match where we have seen that basically when you are having dock in there, and second is still visible on the same screen, with good portion of it, like this is better, fully visible, it's still going to be getting both of them into Pestilence if you cast it in the middle. If you are about like half or this one, and there will be just half of that at the dock as well, it will be targeting the just one. So let's see who makes the mistake and places the docks incorrectly. Let us see about that. In the meantime, of course, we're gonna be looking at the map where the golds are placed kinda curiously. Slightly better, it seems like, for blue. Hagrit is having the gold. Kinda sucky as far as the water goes, because it could be assailable from water. You can see it's gonna be in range for the siege boats. If his opponent wins the water, he's going to be definitely annoyed in here. But still, he does have extras on the right. But much more importantly, this TC is in range in the water, and the bottom one, I think in Mythic it is. With Naval Oxybalas, I think it's gonna be. I really think that it will be. It seems to be really that way. And the one on the other side, yeah, it's kind of close. It's even closer, I think, than the one on the right. So those TCs are going to be in water range. Both of them are Shelties. Whereas there's going to be one free TC for Hagrid. There is not. And that is an advantage for him. So as the map was kind of sucky for him, well, kinda, it was 100% sucky for Hagrid in the first watering hole. This time it's gonna get a whole lot better. But this dock is... Well, it's not... I mean, it's horrible, but it's actually placed, I'm fairly certain, in forethought of the Pestilence. He cannot really place the dock in the middle, because then he would have to place the second dock, like, I don't know, here, to basically avoid the Pestilence effect. So this is basically, I think, fully intentional. Even though it's suboptimal, it's going to be helping him in the next game, and then he can place the second dock about here. He can place the second dock, and that's gonna be quite nicely efficient for the 3, 3, and 2. Yeah, that seems to be going quite alright for the red player. Blue, though, hasn't gone for it, so Shelty might be actually falling into the trap if he goes for second dock about here, as he's used to, for example, from Age of Mythology Titans. Then he might be really paying for it quite dearly. But let's see how that's gonna work out. He would have to place the second dock about all the way at the bottom, which is absolutely horrible. So I definitely hope he's gonna place it about here. And he will be avoiding yes, the Pestilence, and also having quite nice efficiency on the fishies. The fishies are kind of funny. A lot of emptiness on the right, a lot of on the left. So yeah, it seems to be fairly fair on both sides in there. In the meantime, some relics. It's going to be cheaper myth units. That could be good. That's always very good in actually Greek Wars. That's a very good relic. Shouldn't be underestimated at all. And one on the right is for better building pierce attack. Well, that's sweet. Luckily, we are on vanilla, so there are no shooting docks, so it's not really going to be taking them into account. But for the potential TCs and towers, it's definitely gonna be helpful, as we are gonna be advancing into the next ages. Let's check if it's the same. Seems to be. They might be both going at the same time. At the same time as apparently Red is getting a bit better as far as fishing boats go, it seems like. So better economy for him. Second dog, oh! Shelty, you're gonna be disappointed by the Pestilence here. He can already see that. So yeah, both Ares as we expected, that's the more optimal option. And Pestilence from Hagrid going to be cast on both, yes, because we know it. Whereas for Shelty, he's gonna be catching just one. Yep. Right now Shelty absolutely screwed up, and it seems like this is gonna be going for Hagrid, because he shouldn't be getting over this Shelty. It should be just a huge advantage for Hagrid, because they advance at basically the same time. So he's gonna be having like, how long do you take to make? 40 seconds, so possibly 6 boats more than his opponent. Well, that's horrible. He should be having the second already coming out of the dock about now. So you'll be expecting, well, not 6, because ones are going to be basically at 99% in them. So by 3 to 4 more boats, and that's absolutely horrible, of course, for Shelty. So let's see about that. Yeah, I don't know. I just suck so much that I always, even before I even do anything, I just get defeated. That's how bad I am, in Age of Mythology. And apparently Hagrit already taken even the Catastrophe into the fight. So of course right now 5 boats against 3. And I'm kinda curious why didn't Shelty even use his own Pestilence yet? He's just waiting in there. And he's like saying, well, screw that, I'm not even gonna use it. Maybe he's just gonna be trying right now to switch into land battle. And basically to avoid any kind of early defense, he's going to be using it a bit later. I think that's not a bad idea, if that's what actually Shelty is thinking. Because let's be honest. Oh, careful. This is actually a way for Shelty back into the game. That's missed micro, as he was shooting into the fishing boat instead of the 3RMS. And this could be still quite an open water battle actually, because of little mistakes like this by Hagrid. And oh, yeah, well, kinda scratched that, I guess. Didn't really notice that he's having so many boats, basically the double, somewhere hidden. And Bunny, as for the stream, we are at 2K, and if Twitch is lagging, it wouldn't be better at YouTube at all. It doesn't matter really what option you are choosing. It's not Twitch's fault usually, or basically never. It's probably going to be your connection being kinda slowish. I'm not exactly sure how much you could be having, but you could be lower in the quality. So there is if you hover around the stream, you can get the cogwheel. And if you click on it, you can lower the quality, which will make it a bit less annoying as far as actually your connection goes. So you may try that. And in the meantime, of course, as we expected, Shelty is going to be abandoning the water and going for the land, and already coming there. And of course, right now stable. And this is gonna be the time where Shelty is gonna use the Pestilence to basically make sure that nothing is being made. And Pestilence is kind of funny in a way, that actually even if you cast it here and place a novel building, it's going to be casting the Pestilence, or rather catching the Pestilence as well. So that's a bit of a mechanism that not everybody really knows. That even the new buildings are going to be affected by it. Well, it's a Pestilence, isn't it? So it's of course going to be spreading, and quite virulently so. Alright, so how's it looking in here? Quite alright, Theseus and Hippolyta apparently are going to be enough, as he's building it. No, well, I don't... It could be far enough. Could be far enough for Hagrid, I'm not entirely certain. But could be, this is actually... But he's already thinking about the Pestilence, of course, so that's very nicely played. As Dock 1-2 is still present, but apparently there's not going to be any kind of fight in there. As we are looking, of course, at the Pestilence being cast. That's going to be one stable off, with the second one still being very much alive. As, yeah, casting it in the middle, I think would have been a pretty huge risk of not catching either. Right now we are still looking at Shelty trying to get some kind of advantage. He's of course going to be having at least a little one, because without this one stable, there still should be enough horses for Shelty, more than his opponent is having, because he's producing front two. But he is of course having also quite a long time into the enemy base, and I would be liking him. Well, some kind of idols in there, unfortunately. I would be really liking for Shelty to actually move all the way forward and actually place his stables or next to the TC, because he has seen it. He sees how the map is right now, moving with these two dudes. And there is plenty of gold for him to be had also if he captures this TC. But yet again, Hagrid is in control of the water, and that is gonna come to actually siege boats getting on the 3 TCs that might be potentially power into, or rather coming into Shelty's power. So I fully expect that Hagrid, through the win in water, through the one water, should be having quite a comfortable game if he doesn't somehow screw up. Well then, and Dax pickaxe, for example, as we are looking into the economy, as not much else is happening. Just pickaxe in there, so, well, he should be definitely heading into the Hendax. He will need plenty of wood very soon, as he's already running out the piggies. He does have the chickens, he does have some berries at the back, but it's something he doesn't want to gather from all that much. Maybe the auras could be good, but already switching into farms should be something he is thinking about, as apparently still some trader mess are out. Heroic Age from Hagrit, from Shelty, not yet. And Hagrid apparently will have to spend some more, but he is still having plenty of idle boats he doesn't know about, apparently. Getting rid of those, and I don't really... Oh, actually Shelty is continuing with the water. But Epicons are moving forward with some extra militias from the destroyed dock, I think, as they've already killed something in there. And on the right, we are having some first engagement, as apparently Hagrid has already built also archer range for some Toxodai. Where Hippolyta versus Theseus, and Hippolyta number 2. And medium Epicons already in. Oh well, that's a power spike, nice one. Very nice one, but as he's winning this battle, let's look how he's actually far away from the Heroic Age. Well, quite significantly so, and the reason is, of course, the faster Heroic Age for Hagrid, because he's having all the boost from the water economy. He's even having Poseidon already for the better fishies there, and he's coming for the second DC, which will be quite fairly now finished, and that's important step for him, because it will allow him to defend this part of the map, even though he's gonna be attacked on the left. Ah well, that was a nice quick wall in, but unfortunately not good enough. As the horses are coming from the left, exactly positioned between the villages and the TCs. This is nicely played. Basically going to be denying any kind of escape route, and that will force... Well, that was horrible. You got only 3 of them. Really? Well, that wasn't something that actually Hagrid wanted, but right now he's at least switching into Prodromai. But he probably has to have cast it like, I don't know, here, and got just a few of the horses. That was really pretty bad curse. And well, here he comes with all of this. And of course right now I kind of think that even with the mediums, Shelty will have to retreat, because Prodromai are really having pretty huge bonus against those horses, and they are going to be significantly better even without the upgrade. Right now on the right, well, that was kind of gutsy by Hagrid. I'm not exactly sure why, because I think that he should have seen that there were horses left. He was just battling there a bit before, so right now he's going for stable in there, and he will have to fight for this. Probably have to place like fortress about this position to secure the gold, and basically the same with the left one, unless he somehow walls and does protect it with the extra boaties in there, as he's getting rid of all of the fishing economy that potentially was left for Shelty. Shelty is just now moving the villages forward for a bit of hunt onto the Aurochs. Switching also into the farms as we expected, with some few others in there, but at least he's having plow already, and already also moving onto Aurochs on the left, but he is definitely gonna be running out of food as the horses are coming into his base. Post game. Food. Still absolutely no food, so Shelty is not going anywhere into the Heroic Age. This is actually gonna be getting quite worse as time goes, because of course, through the extra boost of the water economy, Hagrid is just gonna be getting so much better. You can see he's leading by about 900 points in the score. It's just such a huge advantage for him. And of course, even though he's right now trying all his best, I'm still kinda confused by Hagrid with all the food that he should be having. Why he isn't going for actually mediums. Let's check the food. Yeah, he's having like a ton of food, you can see this. Like literally a ton of it. Gold. Not bad. Much better for Shelty apparently. But still, 200 and 100, that's like for absolutely free. And it would be making a tons of difference on those guys. Especially since he's already fighting against mediums, so yeah, that's kinda weird. Kinda weird indeed. Right now Shelty though is in pretty big problems, because he cannot even get the second DC. As he's not in the Heroic Age, there's going to be some continued raiding by Hagrid. And Hagrid is just basically right now playing a very comfortable game. Going for a bit of raiding here and there. Then he is also coming for some engagement right next to his base. And that's pretty much it. He does have 2 comfortable gold mines. Gold mines with Piggy hidden at the back. And that's actually the enemy Piggy in there. And yeah. He probably is having pretty chill time of a game right now. He probably really is. Is he having at least Salt Amphora? Yes, he is. He's already having Salt Amphora, as the nets have changed from golden to silver. And finally, here we go with the medium Prodromai. And that's going to be a point where Shelty is going to be strictly worse in all aspects. Strictly worse. And of course, even though he's having some kind of upgrades in there, he's still missing the hand axe for proper economy into the farms. And well, even though he's doing a good job in the defense and having finally armory, it's still going to be quite some time before he advances into the heroic age, and that could be already a time when Hagrit will be thinking about mythic. As of course this poor horsey is gonna die just now. But reinforcements and friends are coming in. They have a bit of blood on their hands as well, of the villagers apparently first. As we are having cursed, that's a better one. That's a bit better curse, right now catching at least 4. Well, usually you can get at least 6, I think, or whatnot. I'm not exactly sure how curse works. Maybe it has some certain hit points and not units. I'm not entirely certain right now of the bat, but I will be thinking it does work on hit points, making a bit more sense. And maybe there's something in between. Maybe Chrono will know in the chat. Maybe Chrono will know. In the meantime, we're going to be looking at 30C being captured for Hagrit, so that's another important step for him. As Heroic Age, of course, has been hit for Shelty, but he's going to be in the TC in there. And if naval auxiliaries are going to be coming into play, Hagrit should be in range of this. I'm really thinking that from this position, it will be in range. It probably will, which will, of course, result in pretty horrible news for the blue player, of course. You know, engagement in here between medium and medium. Is somebody having some extra upgrades? So far not. So it's basically just an easy battle, but Atalanta is a bit of a difference, as she's pretty good. Having a nice hit points, nice attack, and nice everything. Even the picture. And with the boats at least for a bit of help. That's of course going to be working for him quite nicely. And yeah, Hagrit is right now recognizing that he needs to a bit hurry up. He needs to be less chill if he wants to actually close this game, as he doesn't want to actually risk some kind of shenanigans from Shelty, because he's definitely up to that. He could be even coming back into the water or whatnot. There is going to be some chance from the left, even though there are boats in the here. Shelty could be discovering that that's nothing, and might be still having some kind of ideas about that. But yeah, this is kind of risky and should be still placed in the stables first, as the mythic is there with Artemis. Yeah, well, this TC is not gonna be yours anymore. Not anymore, as of course he's going to be probably moving in there and casting Earthquake Killing stables, and much more importantly, you can see all the houses in there, yeah, as Earthquake is being cast, and we are tied because of very nice usage of Pestilence and a mistake by Shelty, who has placed the docks a bit too close, and Pestilence caught both of them, as opposed to Hagrit, who placed them correctly. They are far away, and that means that he was protected from the effect. Yeah. Yeah. I was really thinking that it was actually Hagrid's match, where we have actually learned the extent of Pestilence. And it really was, yeah. So Hagrid was the correct one to actually play this map. So, well, we are tied at 1-1. And let's check into the economy and into other stats after the game. Well, let's not give it up. Let's not give it up and see if Shelty makes the mistake again in another map. Let's see how the experience is gonna be actually translating, because I would be expecting that Hagrid will be picking Sea of Worms of his second home map. Well, the economy, that just no competition, of course, because of the water and overall the huge advantage that he was getting through that in there. When the advantage is gotten on water so soon, then it really escalates very quickly. If you lose the water after long battle, it's not that game changing. But if you lose it like minute 1, you are most of the time kinda screwed. Especially if you are prepared to go full on water. So your economy is ready for it. And the translation is just not that smooth. And the opponent is gonna be having a bit easier game. Alright, GG.